mozdulj. Jön maga ott! Ne lépj el le a sziklákról!
Finest mind of his generation. Here is another small interstitial scene that ended up working well. The only requirement for this moment was to teach the player to stay off the sand. With prior scenes, we were still focused on simply making them functional. But by the time we got to this one, we were becoming more comfortable and started enjoying the process of putting extra thought into these moments. In doing so, we pushed the characters beyond being mere signposts, creating something more interesting and entertaining. After release, Laszlo went on to develop a larger-than-life following, reminding us how hard it is to predict what players will hold on to.
Ne feledjen, ne lépjen homokra! A rémsáskák most dühösek!
Floor is lava. Building gameplay around broadly understood concepts like the floor is lava made training it easy. We liked how our physics system allowed for a high degree of creative freedom in how players chose to tackle. Some built walkways out of many objects, while others focused on using just their two favorite sheets of metal. Some carefully followed the path up in the rocks, concerned about falling, while others moved directly towards the exit, perched on objects just above the sand. Playstyles varied. Some players consider it a failure if they summon endliners, reloading immediately, while others enjoy scrambling back up on the rocks to recover. We also liked that it functioned as a navigation puzzle, but could be turned into an arena if players preferred. Some just jump onto the sand and fought their way to the end.
Trap Thumper. The explosive barrels are provided for players to use against antlions while standing safely within the Thumper's protection. But we're also using this as a hint for the upcoming antlion guard encounter, where players often use similar tactics to win the fight. Optional player actions like launching explosives with a gravity gun can be forgotten if they aren't used regularly. With the wide range of offensive options we give players, there's no guarantee they've used this ability recently. So here we're subtly suggesting that they bring it back into their toolkit before they face the guard.
Vortigaunt Extraction. This arena presented some tricky design problems for a couple reasons. First, the guard is a melee-only enemy, so we couldn't allow the player to reach areas where the guard couldn't follow. We did experiment with a few ranged attacks, but didn't like the result. Its goose spitting attack, for instance, ended up looking ridiculous. The only non-melee attack that survived was its ability to bash physics objects at the player, but this required objects to be in range, which isn't always guaranteed. The second challenge was ensuring that no matter where the guard dies, the Vortigaunt can reach its corpse. This was essential as the game can't proceed if the Vortigaunt is unable to extract the bug bait.
In rare cases, players would find themselves unable to kill the antlion guard in this arena. This would happen if they ran out of ammo or had misused all of the available physics objects, leaving nothing to launch with the gravity gun. To address this, we added a citizen on the mounted turret above the gate as a failsafe, allowing the stuck player to rely on a citizen to kill the guard.
A Freemannek szüksége lesz ezen ferogubókra. Gyűjtse össze őket!
rémsáskák békén hagyják, Doki.
A Freemannek meg kell mondania. Illetlenség áramváltással társalodunk embertársaink előtt. Igen, udvariasságból a maga hallható nyelvén fogunk érintkezni.
Ha csak nem magáról akarunk rosszakat mondani. Pontosan.
Csurgári,
Induljon, Dr. Freeman. Nova Prospect előttünk van. Egyedül nem sok esélye volna bejutni, de egy falka rémsáskával. Nos, egészen más a helyzet.
A Freeman megtisztel jelenlétével. Kövessen, Freeman!
Bug bait training. This clumsy bug bait training is where we landed, having run out of time, but needing players to understand the tool for Nova Prospect's design to work. Generally, we aim to add enough flavor and context to training so it doesn't feel like training. It feels like a natural part of discovering something new. Here, though, we didn't quite manage that. As obvious as it may seem, bug bait wasn't something players intuitively grasped. We're well into the game now, so players have plenty of experience dealing with enemies. Before we added any training, the first playtesters who collected bug bait entered the next level and instinctively shot the first antlion they saw, because that had been working up until then. Half-Life tends to encourage a shoot first, ask questions later approach. Similarly, when players reached Nova Prospect, they didn't think to throw bug bait at the Combine soldiers and instead relied on their usual weapons. So, we needed this training not only to show how bug bait works, but also to demonstrate that antlions would be close to the player without attacking.
Most figyeljen jól! Nyomja meg a felrúgóját, így jelezve a rémsárkáknak, hogy kövessék őt! A Freeman megmutatja rátermettségét. Ennek most búcsút kell vennie a Freemantől. A Nova Prospect nincs messze. Emlékezzék jól arra, mit itt tanult. Az Evans önbeveti bizalmát.